feel better. Today is April 11th, 2024, BG&T meeting. On the first item on the agenda, I'm going to switch it around a little bit in order of the way they showed up. Eagle Scout project proposal for Sajin Patel. Mr. Patel?
Thank you. Let's start with it.
Yep.
Okay. About myself, I'm 15 years old and in ninth grade. My family has been living in Monroe Township for 17 years and I attended Oak Tree Elementary School. I have been in scouting since 2018. My hobbies are hiking, being in nature, playing tennis and 3D modeling. Also, I practice mindfulness. Oh. So my proposal is for building garden boxes. Garden boxes are used to grow flowers or vegetables. I will be building four 4x4 garden boxes. How will the garden boxes help the Oak Tree garden? They require less weeding. Plants in garden boxes are easier to take care of. They are easier for children to tend without them stepping on the plants. And they are nice structures even when nothing is growing. So the materials, tools, and supplies. The estimated cost of this project will be approximately $850. What will this cover? This will cover materials such as lumber, screws, and bolts, and soil. Supplies such as sanding paper, gloves, and safety glasses. And tools. How will this be paid for? This will be paid for donations from family, friends, and others, asking for discounts on materials from hardware stores, and fundraising through the school. All safety precautions will be strictly followed, and all logistics will be handled using my family's car as well as the vehicles of other volunteers. The project planning. So first there's the off-site work, which includes cutting and preparing the wood, sanding the wood, and assembling the garden boxes. And the on-site work includes preparing the ground, positioning the garden boxes, and filling the garden boxes with soil. Also then cleanup is after that. Everything off-site and on-site will be done with the assistance of my family, scout leaders, other scouts, and friends. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your time. Any questions? Does anyone have any questions?
I just have one. What do you plan on planting in those garden boxes?
Well,
Tomatoes?
I'm building them for Oak Tree Elementary School. I'm building the box and putting the soil in. I think Miss Dinsmore and at Oak Tree, they will be planting the.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I think they said flowers.
All right, thank you.
Can I ask you a question? Mr.
Sure.
Stefano? Sergeant, why did you pick Oak Tree Elementary?
I picked Oak Tree Elementary because I remember when I was there, it was very fun. So I wanted to be able to, so the kids can have.
Well, did the garden exist back then when you?
Yes, and back then, I think the teacher was there too, helping. Yeah,
I want to thank you for giving back to your school. Good luck with your project.
thank you.
Good luck.
Very well done presentation. Very nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Okay, our second item on the agenda is the Eagle Scout project proposal by Christian Backhoff.
Hello, everyone.
Wow, look at all those badges he's got. That's awesome.
My name is Christian. I'm part of Troop 60 Boy Scouts. I've been in the Boy Scout program for over 10 years. I started as a little cub, a little lion, or tiger, they call it, but they used to call it lion or whatever, and vice versa. But I've been in Scouts for a very long time, I can say confidently, and I've learned a lot of things, and I have a lot of experiences, and I feel like I'm ready to take another step and a leap to become an Eagle Scout. And this is why I've came here today and present my project to you guys, so hope you enjoy it. There we go. So this is my description / brief. I know it's a lot, but I'll shorten it down. So my project basically proposes renovating the outside main courtyard area of Woodland School that is utilized by students at Monroe Township. The tasks of this project will include laying down stepping stones, weeding the area, rebuilding a worn down bench that they have around the tree, and laying down a paver edging around the mulch rock area to ensure the tidiness of the area. If needed, we will clean up and maintain any other area of the garden needing a polish. So this is from any like excess weeds around the area that we will kick out. We will, begin tarping, putting it over it, maintaining it, and making sure that it is a clean environment that, students can work in, along with the fact that there's no more hazards. Because when I went there the first time and I spoke with the Woodland administration, I can tell you that there was a lot of things, a lot of tripping hazards I saw, and there's rocks all over the place. So I feel like we can fix it and whatnot, but, make it look nice. Substantial benefit. My project will benefit members of Woodland School by providing an improved learning environment for the students at Woodland School to use come springtime, so next year, to begin ecology-related lessons and start gardens, whatever, because I was talking to the secretary, and she said that they're gonna start doing that now, because, this is why they're really done. And this is needed so the students at Woodland School can have a safe, functioning, and more productive learning environment to not only use for classes, but to also have some fun and have a lasting learning impact. This area is in need of improvement, along with creating more productive learning environment, and here are the images.
What's this there tonight?
So this is the little like in the area, so when you walk out, there's a faculty lounge, and so the main entrance, you have the main entrance, you take a right, and then you take a left, and there's a huge open area. And that's when this is where this is. So you take a left and you see all the benches over here. So this is the part where we're gonna put paver edging around behind the benches where you see those benches. So we can keep the rocks from going to the grass and keep it from kids from tripping and whatnot. So we'll put that around there. And as you can see over here, there's a lot of the mulch needs to end here, so we're gonna take all of this out, we're gonna put some mulch around here as well to fill it in. And over here, there's a worn down bench, and, it's very flimsy. When I went over there, it's pretty much on its last life, if you will. So we're going to essentially renovate this and replace it. So what we're gonna do is take everything out, stain it, rebuild it, etc. Any questions so far? Yeah. So over here we have, as you can see, a lot of weeds and whatnot that we need to pick out around here. And we might fill in some mulch over there too, because it looks like it stopped over there, so we might do that as well. I'll speak with the secretary about that. We'll figure that out. And over here, we were thinking about maybe adding a flower bed. It's possible, it depends if they want it or not. But obviously, there's a lot of weeds over there that we can, fix it up. Yeah, grass patches. And over here, there's a lot of branches over here, so that we're gonna put the paver edging over here as well. So we might have to cut some branches over here to get rid of them. So we can make a clean paver edging around the perimeter. Mold and stone need to be separated. Yeah. And the approximate starting date / ownership allocation. I hope to begin this project around mid-June / July, and probably ending around a month later, August time. That is the goal. I will find 7 to 12 additional volunteers to aid with these efforts. This will come from other scouts in my unit, friends, and family, which I already know. Got some people. Supplies include refreshments. We will be providing refreshments, water, chips, etc. Gloves. Scouts will be expected to bring them. If they cannot, we will provide them. Leaf bags to help landscape the weeds, pick up the sticks, and pick up any additional excess material. Drop cloth. We will have it. Safety glasses and garbage bags. Tools will include saws, hammers, drills, rakes, shovels, wheelbarrow, drill bits, and weeding tools / brush. Materials include 2x4-inch pressure treat wood, screws, nails, garden barriers. I'm not gonna read that whole thing. Stepping stones, stain materials, weatherproofers, polyurethane, water seal, and paper stones. Permits / permission needed. For this project, we will obviously not need any permits. The only thing we need is consent from the board committee on buildings grounds for approval for this project to be done. Additionally, I'll be attending this. Transportation of supplies. We will be handling the supplies through the front, entrance of Woodland School. Obviously, we're gonna be restrained on time in certain aspects, so we're gonna try to, do things in smaller increments day by day. We will have 1 to 2 vehicles, if permitted, carrying all of the required materials for the project. We will keep the materials at a secure location at the school, probably in the courtyard area where we're conducting the project. And it's safe, from the students, keep it in a safe area, closed area, and, if time expires, then we'll continue the project. Shouldn't take, over, multiple days. We're not gonna prolong it and stay after if we need. All volunteers will be assisting in bringing the materials, tools, and supplies for the project. Obviously, we'll be in compliance with the BSA safety guidelines along with safety guidelines provided by the school to make sure everybody's safe. And then simply spreading the word and telling others, is how we're also going to help, transmit this project. Safety concerns and mitigation. Helpers should be wearing, gloves, long sleeve shirts, pants, and shoes, / work boots at all times. Helpers should be made aware that they may get dirty and will need to be dressing accordingly. Helpers will be advised to bring their own gloves, and if they cannot, they will also be provided. At all times, we will have active adult supervision with being at least 2 adults being on site at all times. School security will also be present, I assume. As a leader, I'll be sure to factor in the scouts' age, capabilities, knowledge determining the tasks I provide them and delegate. Younger helpers, can deal with tasks such as raking the mulch, picking up the weeds, and any older and senior helpers can deal with laying down the barriers and rebuilding the bench. So we'll obviously keep age as a factor. Any helper's presence can also help measure and lay down the correct amount of stones for the garden area, because we're also going to be planting that down as well. Expenses. The beneficiary stated that they will not be providing any funds toward the project. Therefore, prompted me to fundraise in multiple ways. I'll be fundraising through my troop, through my family, through my local community. We've already set up a few fundraising operations that I'll be conducting in the coming probably weeks. And after all the remaining funds come out of my own pocket, and I'll make it some money too. I'll be creating flyers to spread the word. I'll be sending it out to partners, such as Boardwalk Ice Cream in Jamesburg. We've contacted them and reached out to them so we can begin fundraising for the project. Now, these are my rough estimates for the costs that I've, taken. So for materials, we're spending roughly $1,000. For supplies, I'm spending roughly $300, and for tools, nothing, because I pretty much have all the tools. So the total is roughly $1,300. And thank you for your time and consideration. I appreciate it. Very nice.
I have one question.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
What material are you gonna use to build the bench around the tree?
We're gonna use like the wood that we have, like the 2x4 pressure treat wood, and yeah, essentially like we're gonna weatherproof it too to make sure it can't wither away again. We're gonna keep it ascertained this time. We're gonna take care of it. So,
Thank you.
any other questions?
I do have one.
Good
When do you plan to do the project, Christian?
Well, as I said in my presentation, probably around June or July. Obviously estimates. I'm hoping to have it done by the summertime, again, if time permits and if I have all my fundraising done with.
This is take my next questions for you. So this courtyard is within the building?
Yes, it is.
So they would have to coordinate with you for access to go in the building.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all the scout-
Usually when they go, there are like a whole group of people, volunteers and stuff.
Yeah,
but
Right.
we'll
So
leave
all
that.
scout projects, they go through the use of buildings program, just like everything else. So they fill out an application, we reserve the time, we make sure insurance is in place.
Okay.
And we sure we have people there to open the building for them, so.
Okay, I felt like that was something new because most of these projects are an outside ground, so they don't need the building use permit, they can go at the time, but you have to go inside the building.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot to add, I was speaking with the secretary. She said we only have like, I don't know, like 4-hour window every day on the weekdays, I'm pretty sure. Weekends, I'm not sure about, but we might have more time.
So that's gonna be one of the things that you have to manage as an Eagle Scout.
Yes.
In your project work,
Yep.
because you're founded by Tom here.
Yep.
But that's a great idea,
Thank
that place could use enough lift. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank
Good
you,
luck.
guys.
Thank
Very,
you.
very nice presentation. You have a very nice way about you,
Thank you.
presentation skills.
Okay, third item on the agenda.
I could just say something, Pete. This is Chrissy. Can you hear me?
Yes.
To both of the gentlemen that presented, I think these are great projects. Gazala, that was the question I had, was whether or not it was enclosed in the building. And I think that is a excellent project at Woodland, because I know over at Oak Tree, where they have the same type of enclosed courtyard, it becomes such a vital thing for the teachers to be able to take the students out there when the weather permits and to do lessons outside. So I think that is an amazing project. And both of these, very excited to have the scouts do these at our schools. I think it's a continued wonderful opportunity to bring our students back to their elementary schools to give back to the community. I think it's wonderful. And being that Oak Tree did, I think with, with Mr. Gleason leaving, the garden project kind of went away, and they repurposed the garden that was there for so long. So building these planting beds and being able to have things growing back there again, I think is a wonderful addition for Oak Tree.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, number 3 on the agenda was a Girl Scout cadet project proposal. We have Param Getia presenting for her. Oh, it says Girl Scout.
Yeah, she backed out.
Oh, I'm
So Param is stepping in.
okay,
with a different
Param. I'm
project.
sorry, Boy Scouts.
Can I start?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Good evening. My name is Parvadia. I'm a Boy Scout, also part of Troop 60, and I've been a Boy Scout for as long as I remember. I've been doing it since I was a kid, and it's been many years. I'm proposing the Applegate Gaga ball pit. So my proposal is pretty much creating a Gaga ball pit at Applegate Elementary School. There already is one, but the thing is that there's like a big popularity for playing Gaga ball during recess and throughout the day at Applegate Elementary School. So another Gaga ball pit is kind of necessary to accommodate this rising popularity. So I have a diagram that I created. If anyone wants to, you can't really see here. So if you want another, I have a paper if anyone wants to see. But pretty much there's 8 sides, and each side is 8 feet, and the area of the Gaga ball pit will be 309 feet, which allows for like pretty large play area, but it's still safe. So there's each eight of the sides have 3 planks made up of pressure treated wood, and that's secured by these 2 supports, which are also pressure treated wood. And there's a inch gap between each of these, and it goes 3 inches down into the ground. 4 inches down into the ground. And these each 8 sides, when put together, there's gonna be inside corners, and this is where there's gonna be gate hinges to fasten it together. Any questions so far?
Nope.
And as for the logistics, I aim to complete it as soon as possible. So I'm beginning it as soon as possible, and I'm hoping to complete it by August or September at the latest. And throughout this entire construction process, I still hope to have utility, function, and safety in mind. And I'm eager to begin work on this project and contribute to our school and community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
What material goes on the inside of your Gaga pit?
So the Gaga pit is essentially 8 sides of wood, like plank each side, right? And it's they're all pressure treated wood.
I meant on the floor.
Oh, on
inside.
the floor. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. So Applegate Elementary School is providing like a mat type thing, which will go below the Gaga ball pit,
Okay.
and that's going to be in between the blacktop, and then there's going to be mat, and then there's going to be the Gaga ball pit.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry,
The
Gazal.
Gaga pit is gonna be on a blacktop,
Yes.
so they're gonna dig
So-
holes in the blacktop to put the frame in? Cause you
No.
mentioned digging holes.
So the existing one that's out there now was moved on to the blacktop.
Okay,
So typically the Gaga ball pits are on the earth surface. there.
yeah,
And we put wood chip down.
Yeah.
The school didn't like the wood chips. We take the wood chips out and it will become muddy because they asked if they could move it. So we disassembled it, reassembled it on there, and they bought a rubber mat that goes underneath it. So he's gonna follow the same protocol with this.
so why does it need a mat? If it's for blacktop, the ball would bounce, and why does it need a mat? Absolutely, because
The principal of the
we are
school-
providing the map.
The principal in the school thought that would be the best avenue, so they.
And they're both going to be near each other? The old pit
I
and
don't
the
know the exact placement of where. it's
So
going to.
the old pit is also there, but it's kind of like, it's not functioning that well, right? It's kind of falling apart somewhat, but it's gonna be right next to each other, so.
right next to it, okay. So there will be digging on the blacktop, from what I understand right now, or now,
No,
at this point now.
no,
So the I know that the structure can stand on its own without digging from, so you
Right.
might want to modify
Yeah, I'll
that
be,
part of your
Yeah.
project plan. I don't think digging would be needed.
Right.
Once those walls are together and screwed in, it'll be a self-standing structure. It won't fall.
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice presentation skills.
Thank you,
Yes.
guys. I
So
appreciate it.
fabulous.
Can I make a comment, Mr. Japano? It's not
Absolutely.
related to BG&T, but I see that the Troop 60 leader, Ms. Phillips, is here, and the two boys from Troop 60. I want to give a shout out, at their last meeting of Court of Honor. They had a scout, they allowed a scout to talk about the upcoming budget question to
Oh,
spread awareness.
that's
So
very- that's
I
wonderful.
want to give a shout out to Troop 60 for
Thank you,
allowing a forum for spreading information. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Yeah, all the time. Always here to help.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. With that,
Okay, folks, fourth item on the agenda is the Brookside School Stopgap Project at the Media Center update.
so the committee members were provided with the updated construction plans. I just wanted to share these with you so you could be a little ahead with this, because I'm gonna be putting forth two resolutions for the next. There we go. This is the library before. We're losing about a third of the square footage of the library, which is the area to the left that you see, which is the hash marks. And we'll be creating. Oh, there we go. Creating 3 small group instruction rooms there that are needed to keep the school going. This is a stopgap project we have budgeted for next year. The work will be done primarily by our staff in-house. Updating you on the status of the drawings and letting you know again that I'll have resolutions coming at the next meeting with the standard boilerplate resolutions we have to pass in order to make submissions to the BOE, because this is a modification to the long-range facilities plan. So you'll see those at the next meeting and just give you an idea of where we are with this.
Go back one slide, please. Which area is, that's the
To the
whole
left.
library, right?
So it's
the left,
the left,
look at the left, that's
We just see
existing.
those 4 chair tables, is that?
correct.
Okay,
And those 3 rooms that you see there will
Yeah.
be constructed in that area.
okay. So 1/3 of the library is repurposed, 2/3 stays at it.
Correct.
Similar to the way it was done at the middle
Are there
school
any-
years ago.
Exactly.
Are there any outside contractors needed for any of this?
Yes.
Okay,
So, for some of the HVAC and electrical work, we don't have a licensed electrician, so.
okay.
That's that project.
Yeah.
Next, item 5 is the golf range site renovation update. Just to let you know that that project is well underway. We received our local permits for that. On this, the majority of the work, structural work is being done in-house by our staff. We completed rough framing out there, rough plumbing. We'll be calling for inspections next week. We'll start to button up the ADA accessible restroom. The only thing we're waiting on there is the new HVAC unit. That's the only kind of piece hanging out there.
Right.
And we're looking to button that up by the end of June to move those folks from Monroe Commons into the space. We've already worked with the
Is that
landlord.
device available, or we are back ordered with that unit as well?
The unit has been ordered, so we're on target to receive it in time.
It's not back ordered though.
No.
It's-
No. But with most mechanical equipment, we believe it when we see, because as you know from other projects, they state a date and then they get extension and extension. But we've been working with the landlord over at Monroe Commons to coordinate our end of our lease there by June 30th. So that's on
Good
target.
news.
Very good news.
And when is it projected, the big move?
Last week of June, we're trying to best accommodate the special services folks. So they're in full operation. So they need to kind of end the school year. And then we have 1 week window there to kind of get them out and over. And then they can restart their operations.
Can I ask a question, Mr. Tupano? So the portion of this project, which is on the special question, is just related to the parking lot.
Correct.
And if God forbid, that doesn't pass, it'll be usable parking lot What
Yes.
happens to this project if we are not able to
So
fulfill
there's
that?
only one small portion of the parking lot that is required by code to be ADA accessible.
Okay.
So that we have built into the project,
Project.
sidewalk and the
For-
three
for
parking.
most
Sorry.
parts,
We can move forward regardless
It's
of
not
the work
holding us
happens.
back from moving
Correct.
and starting to use the
Correct.
product like that. Thank you.
Okay, next is the Applegar School projects, just to update you on that. You may recall, we previously reported that we conducted a bid opening on February 27th for two of the major projects over there. One is the 1936 building roof and exterior restoration, and the other is the new electric service, just bringing the primary service to the building. We had the bid openings, we have the lowest responsible bidders identified for both. We cannot issue those contracts until we get our agreement with NJSDA for the ROD grant before we execute it. The board may recall, you recently approved some resolutions which have been submitted. We've been in contact with the SDA. Ms. Allen has been working with them closely because we told them of our scenario in that we had the ability to design our projects ahead of the grant. Had the grant not come through, the district would eventually move towards these. We're in a unique position. So when we spoke to our case handler down there, explained the situation to him, and he said, "We've got a massive pile. We'd love to get yours to the top. Communicate where you are," because there were a lot of districts who got ROD grants who thought they were going to be doing roofing projects this summer, but they're realizing no, because they haven't even started the design process yet. So they've been in constant communication with us. Again, Ms. Allen has been on them every day, and it's been a nice fluid process. So hopeful within a couple of days, they will sign the agreements. Once they sign the agreements, then the board can execute the contract with these contractors. We've also been in contact with both of the contractors to make them aware of the delay. It may come a point where we have to pass a board resolution extending the bids, that we will hold their bids. Because when you have a bid, there's a duration in there, X number of days before the bid is void. We've spoken with them. They said they're willing to kind of hang in there, should that be the case, if the SDA, drags on a little longer. And again, the scope of the work is we're looking to target the roof replacement this summer. The turnkey on the 1936 building roof. As far as the electric service upgrade, there would be some conduit work done out there, and then ordering the transformer and some of the other components that wouldn't come in until next spring, but it gets that process going. So we're still.
Because we're not doing a partial electrical upgrade.
This is to bring a new service in.
Right.
To facilitate all the HVAC stuff that's gonna come in. So we're ahead of the curve in that if both of these were awarded at the same time, the HVAC work couldn't go anywhere until you got the electric one.
Right.
So we're a year ahead of that cycle. We'll have the electric service there ready to receive all the HVAC equipment. We still have to go out to bid for the HVAC work. We're in design with that. In the next couple of months, have that package ready and that'll go out. And those will be long lead delivery items as well. So we'll award those contracts. We'll go through the shop drawings, submittal process, and then there'll be a period where that contractor is waiting for that stuff to come in. And then next summer, when all that material's here, electric service will be there, the mechanical equipment will go in. That'll be.
Excellent. That's good news.
We anticipated it. That's what it was. In anticipation of these things, we were able to
Yeah.
put the cart before the horse, but in a positive way.
And I hope your good charm works at the
Yes.
BOE and they can move the file up.
The sound
But I do
sweetness.
have one question related to the ESIP that we've been talking
Oh,
about.
yes.
Yeah. Are we to start working with them soon? Because there's definitely, we're all seeing advantage in signing up with an ESIP program. If we were, does that impact this project? Are we able to use them
Yes.
to manage?
No, so this project is independent.
Okay,
Where it impacts the project though is we are able to take the energy savings that we are generating doing this by ourselves. Think of it in units. This project with the new HVAC system we put in there generates X units of value. That can be applied to our ESIP project, even though it's not being done under ESIP. It's still
can simplify
qualified to be
towards that.
incorporated in to provide additional funds for.
for another project.
Right. Now, in Applegarth, in our ROD grant does not include the lighting upgrade, all the lighting fixtures, which is a big savings, all the LED fixtures. So the ESIP would take on the LED fixtures within the building, but it will also be able to capture the gains from the HVAC upgrades and provide funds for work elsewhere in the district.
I know it's not on the agenda, but what are we doing? Where are we in terms of?
So what we wanted, we had some other specific questions. I think narrowing it down to the true finance of it, the insurance that comes, how you insure the amount of monies that would be saved. And the woman who did a wonderful job, Carolyn, I believe her name was, she's on vacation this week.
Okay.
So that is why she's not here. We thought it'd
She
be
was supposed to
appropriate.
meet with Laura.
Yes, and we thought it'd be appropriate to bring her back to BG&T with the specific questions and invite Laura here as well, of course, with Mr. Tager, Dr. Lehman. So all the appropriate people that are part of it are all present at the same time, so we can go through the questions. So she wasn't available, so it'd have to be done in April,
As long as
in
we
May.
keep, yeah, as
In
long
May.
as we're not.
Yes,
putting
no,
it on the
not at
back
all.
burner, that
Not at all.
It's gonna.
Because we had such wonderful information, but we know that, Ms. Kirby had some questions. She wasn't able to be physically present, so she wasn't, it's not the same, yes, you're present, but it's not the same thing. And then we didn't have Ms. Allen here, so we thought it'd be a great idea that all parties are here together. So we could just ask the questions, have the answers, and then make the decisions to move forward if that's our decision, if that's your decision, rather.
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah, Gazala, the main question that I brought back to Miss Allen myself was about the money needed up front and how all of that financing would work. So I think having Laura come to a meeting and with the committee as well as the woman Carolyn and have everybody there to really get a full understanding for exactly all of the moving parts before it moves forward would be important.
Agree, Chrissy, that's an important aspect of moving ahead.
So our plan is, and she's aware of it, whatever the May, we're right now, we don't have any dates yet. You know what I mean? So as soon as we have our May dates, after the reorganization, we could have a date so that we can invite her back to come and speak to all appropriate parties that are involved.
Thank you.
Next item, Mr. Trevino, do you want to speak to this, the lacrosse rebound wall?
Yeah, the lax rebound wall, shared services. I've been hearing a lot of chatter at the council meeting about the need for a lax rebound wall. Also been asked probably the last 5 years or so from Coach Garagonetti to have a rebound wall built. It's a big need for our lacrosse team. I know we're strapped a little bit for money, and I think I heard at the council meeting that they had interest as well for their rec team. So I would like to go out to the town and ask if they would be interested on building the rebound wall by the tennis courts. That would be beneficial to the tennis people. We can have a handball team or handball club. And the rebound wall is essential for our lacrosse players, both in the rec department and in the high school. It's a big benefit to this community. We have a lot of lacrosse players in town, and I'd like to see the subject brought up to municipality and see if they're more than willing to. If they're willing to help us out building this wall.
So if that's something you'd like to do, I can definitely work with Mr. Tague and of course, Ms. Allen, and we can go ahead and approach the business administrator for the township, similar to how we did the other couple of shared services, which were fantastic and worked out well, and have the conversation. We can let them know that it was a discussion at our BG&T meeting, because it was a discussion to our knowledge also at the council meeting, that perhaps we could do it together. And being the center of town, for lack of a better term, which is exactly what the location of the tennis courts are, is wonderful, because there are other places you could put it, but if you go towards the Oak Tree side or you go towards the Woodland side, which is wonderful, it's not the center of town, whereas if you put it here, everybody could be beneficial in using it. So we could absolutely move forward with that conversation.
Both rec and school teams practice in this area.
In this area,
Yeah.
right, and they utilize all of our fields.
Yeah, Evan UK has a very active lacrosse for the rec center. I see them playing on the field there, and they use, of course, our fields, but this is a very beneficial tool for that lacrosse player. If you've ever had one, you know.
Yeah, we could reach out tomorrow as far as setting up an appointment.
My
next week.
garage door was my son's rebound wall, and it's not a very good rebound wall. It's very costly
I
too.
agree.
I'm sure the garage door is not what
Right.
it once was.
But I was at the last council meeting where Councilman DePiero brought it up, and so yes, there's been chatter about.
So that's good. So now's the time taking their chatter and our chatter and see if we can combine the chatter and.
We give the space, they will all.
Absolutely.
It'll be a win situation, I hope it can happen.
Right, and we've had a lot of wins with the town council this year. It's been a good year for our wins, so we're very excited about the shared services continuing. So, Mr. Tague, you and I could just talk offline, we'll speak to Ms. Allen and see what works, and we'll have someone, we'll reach out and schedule an appointment. Perfect, thank you.
All right, number 8 on the agenda is the refrigerator donation for stadium concession stand.
This is a simple item. Dr. Higgins came forward. One of the assistant football coaches, they're looking to add a refrigerator over at the concession stand over at the stadium. We have an employee, Darlene Rosano, who's offered to donate a refrigerator for this, and it's just a matter if the board is willing to accept it. We'll do the standard resolution at the meeting.
That's excellent.
Wonderful.
That's good news when parents donate. That's great.
That's good. That's good.
What was her name again?
Darlene Rosano. She worked with me. She was a para at middle school. I'm not sure she's at the middle school still. I think
This is district employee.
yeah, she's district employee now, but she was.
Absolutely. Okay, that concludes our meeting for tonight. I want to thank
Thank you
everybody
all.
for coming out. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you
Presentation
for
skills are
giving back to the
fantastic.
community. That's great.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for giving back.
And the boys.
Good
Good
luck.
night, everybody.
Thank you.
Can you sign something? We're glad you have a show. Oh, do you need to put a tree? Oh,